David Copperfield is a bulky book. It contains 64 chapters, yet it is very much entertaining and engraving. You cannot just pass it. So, this enchanting quality is Robertson Davidson says, who can resist his entertainment? So, now let us look at his biographical details and other characteristics of the novel David Copperfield. Charles Jones Dickens, the whole-hearted entertainer among the Victorian novelists and short story writers, was born on 7th February 1812 at Portsea. Friends, almost 200 years have passed, but still the magic he has passed on the audience of English fiction readers is continuing. His chief interest as a boy were to visit theatre and reading books, particularly 18th century fiction. His father, John Dickens, became a debtor and imprisoned in 1824. So Charles had to drop his study and worked as a child laborer in Warren's blacking factory. So this was the vital blow he got in his early childhood. The family has to shift from one location to other location. The parent umbrella was now tattered. Father became in debtor, so the effect on lifestyle of the whole family, and due to that debt, his father was arrested and he was imprisoned. Since Charles was the second child of this family, his mother forced him to earn bread for the family. Friends, child laborers of 18th century and 19th century in England were living a doomed life, and that aspect we do find in David Copperfield. But this was the vital blow. I think Professor Chandravadia can throw more lights on this thing.
Students, at the age of 10, it became a responsibility of Dickens to support family. You know, in his childhood, he had a wonderful dream world of his own that he developed in his imagination, that he should have a wonderful house, good relationship, all the major writers of the world should be in his acquaintance, and he was living such a glorious, glorified life. Out of his dream, he has been directly thrown in a Warren's blacking factory, rat occupied area. Dream settled. He hoped that father will come out of the prison and once again his study will be continued. But after father's release also, mother persisted to work in a factory, and as a result Dickens in his biographical notes mentioned that I have never pardoned my mother for that. You know, these are the memories, horrible memories that Dickens carried in his life, and he reflected all these memories through David Copperfield, because our David, you know, in the next slides, he is going to do the same things in his life.
So Charles Dickens, at the age of 15, he took up a job in a solicitor's firm. Remember friends, at the age of 10, he went to blacking factory. Again, at the age of 15, he took up a job in a solicitor's firm. Gradually, he developed interest for shorthand writing and acting as well. So, his connection to literature, drama, fiction was deeply rooted since his childhood. At one hand, he was working hard to earn money for the family, and on the other hand, he was doing something to entertain himself. So, as an actor, he was very good actor. As a learner, he was very good learner, highly intelligent child. He learned shorthand writing within 2 years and he became a master of that skill. As a result, he has been appointed as a reporter, parliamentary reporter, and he worked for different news agencies at that time when he was below the age of 20. So his mastery over these things were reflected in his life and in the novel itself. In slide, we see that he became a parliamentary reporter. Then he tried to take hold of literary world. So his first book, Sketches by Boz, appeared in 1836. He took a pen name of Boz. There is a wonderful story, but we are not going to discuss it. But Boz was the name of his younger brother, and he tried to enter in literary world through that name. So his first book, Sketches by Boz, appeared in 1836. At the age of 24 years, he started his literary career, and now he became a famous writer through his novel Pickwick Papers. His fame as a writer began with Pickwick Papers in 1837. Dickens proved himself to be his country's conscience through his 15 novels. As I mentioned earlier, that Oliver Twist, Nicholas Nickleby, The Old Curiosity Shop, Little Dorrit, Tale of Two Cities, David Copperfield, and Great Expectations are the major novels which created a large panorama among the English audience and in the world as such. So, his first well known novel, Pickwick Papers, and then he never stopped. His progression continued. Professor Chandravadia, what would you like to speak something about?
Students, Julie Verne complimented Charles Dickens that there is everything in Dickens as a writer and as a human being. He was a poet, he was a short story writer,
Yes.
he was a novelist, he was an actor, he was a reporter. You know, in the latter half of his life, he acted his novels also in Britain and America, and he gave wonderful lectures on his novels, earned name and fame both. His life itself is a wonderful fiction, piece of fiction. And through David Copperfield, he tried to narrate all these realistic aspects of his life through the fictional medium. Dickens is a name that we have to remember, and Dickens is a name that every society and all nations must pay tribute to?
In 1836, Dickens got married with Catherine Hogarth. This conjugal relationship bore them 10 children. But in the later half of their life, there was some crisis between them, and in 1858, after 22 years of good family life, Catherine and Charles Dickens separated. Afterwards, he fell in love with Maria Bednell and one very good actress, Ellen Ternan. But these relationships could not turn into a fruitful relationship as such. Our next slide shows that at the age of 46, he embarked public readings of his novels in Britain and America. He acted all the roles of his major characters. He earned enormous name and prosperity, but disturbed his health. These things we have discussed, as Professor Chandrawadya said, that as we perform kathas and saptas, Dickens delivered lectures on his own books. He acted as a character of these books, and this lecture delivering fashion was very much popular through Dickens in Britain, America, and other countries of Europe, and due to which he earned a lot, but he disturbed his health. So he decided to get retirement from this lecturing method, and he got retired from all this to write his next novel, Edwin Drood, but he could not complete that novel. He died in 1870. Edwin Drood remained incomplete, and he was buried in Westminster Abbey. As a student of English literature, you will be very much in touch of this name, Westminster Abbey. This is the place, a location in London, a burial place where major authors of English literature were buried. Starting from Shakespeare, Wordsworth, Keats, all these writers, along with them, there is a tomb of Charles Dickens. So, in presentation, we have marked that this is a kind of honor to be buried in Westminster Abbey, and that honor he deserved fully. What would you like to say, Professor Chandrawadya?
Yeah. George Orwell tributes Charles Dickens that Dickens, he was not a writer, he was a friend. Friend of the people who lived around him, friend of the readers that will read him for generations to come, and friend of the characters that he composed. Dickens had, very large heart. He had no problems with human beings. The people that he presents in his novels, David Copperfield in particular and all others in general, they come from various walks of life. But Dickens behaves friendly with all of them. They may be good characters, they may be evil and civil characters, but Dickens laughs with all of them and pardons all of them. This is Dickens. He has, enormous faith in human being, though the situation around him is not that much faithful. Yet, he had faith that the humanity will survive. God is in his heaven, as Robert Browning says in one of his poems, that God is in his heaven and all is right with the world. Dickens wishes all this right with the world, and as a result, all his characters, his themes, all his stories, through all of them he says that trust human beings and be a humanitarian. That is why Dickens is more a friend than a writer.
Okay, Professor Chandrawadya, that is a rightful remark for Dickens. Now, from biographical details to our novel David Copperfield. Since we are running short of time, let us rapidly look at the slides we have prepared for you. David Copperfield contains gripping story in 64 chapters. Dickens, one of the finest storytellers, tells the story of David's birth, years of maturity, and middle age in first person narration. This novel is in first person narration. David himself narrates the story, how he was born, how he went for different experiences, and how he gained the knowledge of society. So, through all these pages, we get information about David in general and Dickens in particular. Interwoven with David's story, there are stories of Peggotty family, Micawber family, Emily and Steerforth, Miss Betsy Trotwood, Mr. Wickfield, Agnes, and Uriah Heep. These are the subplots. The major plot is around David, and subplots talks about these families or these characters. What would you like to say about this, Professor Chandrawadya?
David Copperfield, like Dickens himself, has everything in it. The novel begins with the birth of David at Blunderstone, where his mother